Today, let us discuss one of the important topic in biochemistry, that is enzymes. Enzymes is a separate unit in biochemistry. First, let us discuss the definition of it and some terminologies about that enzymes and classification and factors which are affecting the enzyme activity. First of all, as we know that these enzymes are very much important in our day-to-day life, which plays an important role in our day-to-day life. When we come to the definition, enzymes are the biocatalyst enzymes are the biocatalyst which will alter the enzymatic reactions in our body. That means either it will increase the reactivity of reaction, or it will increase the velocity of reaction, or it will decrease the velocity of reaction. But they do not participate in any type of the enzymatic reactions. These are the biocatalysts which will normally increase the rate of reaction. Now, in this definition, there is a mnemonic to remember, that is C T P S. What is meant by CTPS? C means these are enzymes are colloidal in nature. C means colloidal in nature. T means thermolayable in nature. C means colloidal in nature. T means thermolayable in nature. P means proteinaceous in nature. P means proteinaceous in nature, and S means they are substrates. P means here it is protein. There is one exception, that is ribozyme. This is some basic introduction about enzymes. If we discuss about the classification of enzymes, there are 6 different classes of enzymes. First one is oxidoreductase. Second one is transferase. Third one is hydrolase. Fourth one is lyases. Fifth one is isomerase. Sixth one is ligases. These are the 6 different types of, or second 6 classes of enzymes. First one is oxidoreductase. Second one is transferase. Third one is hydrolase. Fourth one is lyases. Fifth one is isomerase. Sixth one is ligases. If we discuss about oxidoreductase, oxidoreductase is a group of enzymes in which one substrate will undergoes oxidation and another substrate will undergoes reduction simultaneously. Oxidation and reduction. Oxidoreductase is a type of enzyme in which one of the substrate will undergoes oxidation and another substrate will undergoes reduction. If we discuss one example of this oxidoreductase, glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate will get converted into 1,3 bisphosphoglycerate. Bisphosphoglycerate. Here the enzyme which is involved will be glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase. Examples are glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase, alcohol dehydrogenase, etc. Oxidoreductase example glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase, alcohol dehydrogenase. It is the first type. And if we discuss about the second type, transferase. This is a type of enzyme in which it involves in the transfer of groups other than hydrogen atoms. Remaining exception of these hydrogen atoms, other groups will be transferred. This is about transferase reaction. Example, hexokinase. If we consider glucose, will get converted into glucose 6-phosphate with the help of enzyme called hexokinase or glucokinase. Here one more example is glucokinase. This is second type of enzyme, and third type is hydrolase. The function of hydrolase enzyme is the substrate will undergo hydrolysis by reacting with water. It will undergo hydrolysis with water. Examples, lipase, urease, etc. This is about hydrolase. And the next class is lyases. Lyases means the function of this lyases group of enzymes is it will cleave the bond which is present between carbon carbon, nitrogen nitrogen, or sulfur sulfur, like that. It performs the cleavage between the bonds. Let us consider one example. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate. This fructose 1,6 bisphosphate will be cleaved into two products, that is glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. Glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate and dihydroxyacetone phosphate. The enzyme which is involved in this is aldolase. Here the example is aldolase. This is basics of lyases. Next class is isomerase. Here this reaction will involve isomerase, interconversion of products. interconversion of products. Example, phosphohexose isomerase. Phosphohexose isomerase, if we consider this reaction, glucose 6 phosphate will get converted into fructose 6 phosphate with the help of enzyme called phosphohexose isomerase. With the help of enzyme called phosphohexose isomerase, this glucose 6 phosphate will get converted into fructose 6 phosphate. This is isomerase, and the last class is ligases. These ligases will form formation of two compounds into one compound, complexing. Into one product. These are some classifications of enzymes. These are 6 types of enzymes: oxidorreductase, transferase, hydrolase, lyase, isomerase, ligases. If we discuss about the factors which are affecting the enzymatic reaction, let us discuss the factors which are affecting the enzymatic concentration. That is, first one, enzyme concentration. Enzyme concentration is the first factor which is affecting the enzyme reactivity. Let us consider this is a graph. Here it is a concentration of enzyme in this direction, and here it is the velocity. If we increase the enzymatic concentration, ultimately there will be simultaneous increase in the velocity of enzyme reactivity. Hence we can say that enzyme is directly proportional to the velocity. Enzyme is directly proportional to the velocity. This is first one. Second factor is substrate concentration. It involves Km value. Michaelis-Menten, Km we also call Michaelis-Menten constant. This is a graph. Here it is a concentration of substrate, and here it is the velocity. Now, if we discuss about the graph between the substrate concentration and velocity, the graph will be like this. This maximum point is called Vmax. This maximum point is called Vmax. Now, let us consider this is a starting point where it consists of enzymes. This green color substance is enzymes, and this blue one is substrate. enzyme and this is a substrate. Now when we increase the substrate concentration, there will be simultaneously the velocity of the enzymatic reaction will be increased up to certain condition, up to optimum temperature. This is V maxima. Now before reaching this V maxima condition, there is one more point, that is half of this V maxima, that is V max by 2 or half of V maxima. At this condition, some amount of the enzymes are replaced with substrates. Here there is only two substrates. Now the substrate molecule number is increased, that is 4 in number. This condition is called V, half of V maxima. Now if we increase further concentration, now this is the enzyme concentration. This is the maximum point where all the enzyme molecules are replaced with substrate molecules. Here the enzyme molecules are replaced with the substrate molecules. This condition is called V maxima condition. This is the optimum condition. Now as we increase the concentration of substrate, then the velocity of the enzymatic reaction will be remains as it is. Now it becomes parallel to the substrate reaction. Now we can say that the substrate concentration is directly proportional to the velocity up to certain point, then it remains parallel. The Michaelis constant can be given as Km value is equals to concentration of substrate, which is used to determine the half of V maximum value. Half of the V maximum value. This is the substrate second factor, that is V max substrate concentration. Now the third factor is product concentration. Third factor is product concentration. We know that enzyme plus substrate will form enzyme substrate complex. Next, product will be formed. This is a normal process which takes place in our body. If we increase the product concentration, it will block the before steps. So as a result, if product concentration is increased, it is inversely proportional to the reactivity. If we increase the product concentration, then the velocity will be decreased, or if we decrease the product concentration, velocity will be increased. This is a third property which describes the enzymatic concentration, and the fourth one is temperature. If you draw the graph, this is the temperature and this is the velocity. The graph will be like this. There is a certain point where the enzyme activity is maximum. This point is called optimum point. This point is called optimum point, where the temperature will be maximum up to certain point. Then if we increase the temperature, the velocity or reactivity of this enzymatic reaction will be decreased. Temperature is directly proportional to velocity up to only optimum point. This is fourth factor. Next, fifth factor is pH. Before discussing pH, the normal temperature is 37 degrees. If we increase more than 50 degrees, it will get denatured. If we increase more than 70 degrees, the enzyme will get inactivated. This is the key point to remember in these factors. Next factor is pH. The normal pH will be between 6 to 8. If we consider the graph, this will be the pH and this will be the velocity. Now the graph will be same. This is the condition where pH will be optimum. This is optimum pH. And if we furtherly increase the temperature, the pH value will be decreased. If we discuss the pH value in acidic condition, it is 3 to 6, and in basic medium it is 9 to 13. This is the fifth factor, and the last factor is metal activators. This is the last factor, that is metal activators. There are certain metals like chloride ions, magnesium ions and calcium ions, which will be acting as a metal activators. These metal activators are of two types. Metal attaching complexes and metal ionocomplexes. These are the factors which will determine the enzymatic reaction, that is enzymatic concentration, substrate concentration, product concentration, temperature, pH and metal activators.